Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. And I'm your host, Conrad Cushman, and we are here today with a review of Monday Night Raw. So if this is your first time watching the video, guys, make sure you hop into the live chat. We've got a bunch of people rolling in right now. I see Original Biggie, first one in here. Shout out to you, good sir. PR Nightmare, good day, my friend. King says he did not watch this trash. DP didn't have time to watch it, but we're going to talk about it. Ori, shout out to you. Actually, I have your name written down in here for the special shout outs. Narcolepsy Boy says go to sleep. What's going on? Raw was okay at best. That sounds like a perfect summary, Rob. Perfect summary. If you guys want to help out Everything Pro Wrestling, first and foremost, do me a favor, click like on the video. We are also on the road to 500 subscribers. It's actually more than 406, I believe. I believe we're at 408 if I go according to YouTube here. And we are doing our thing. Little Miss Bliss, 2 wins. Jesus, not appropriate, my friend. So we are going to be in here talking about Monday Night Raw. I want to get your quick thoughts on everything. I was a little bit quiet tonight on social media. I actually ended up chilling on Periscope with Ori and my boy Chris. So big shout out to them. Goober316, what's up? Get Raw off USA and put them on the network, but NXT on USA, that ain't happening, bro. Everybody throwing up the 2 sweets. I like it. Let's get into the show, though, guys. Monday Night Raw, man. Like I said, gonna give some shout outs real quick. Shout out to Jesus, because Jesus didn't get his shout out yesterday and he felt left out, so I gotta make sure Jesus gets his shout out today. So I appreciate you. Thank you, Jesus. Also, Ori and Chris, thank you guys for letting me chill with you on Periscope. Very cool of you guys. And shout out to Brainbuster Radio. You guys can see them right below here with, let me slide over, with the New Day. So shout out to Brainbuster Radio. Make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast on there. Within the next day or two, I will be releasing my podcast on Everything Pro Wrestling. You guys can find it on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever. I will be doing a Ring of Honor Best in the World preview alongside AEW Fyter Fest preview. And then you guys know, show back up on YouTube for the reviews for those shows. But let's get into Monday Night Raw, shall we? We start off the evening with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Now, they came out here and they were just happy that they won. This led to Baron Corbin and the Harlot, as Obi-Wan calls her, Lacey Evans. She comes out, and these guys are basically challenging for a tag match, it sounds like, in the future. They booked this match for Extreme Rules. We are going to have a mixed tag match with both titles on the line, it was announced. You know what it does, man. We all can say we saw this coming, I hope, if you've been watching WWE for long enough, right? Everybody's seen it. We'll talk about Bray in a minute, folks. We'll get to him. DHV, what's going on, brother? If you like the content, make sure you click subscribe. Mao, what's going on, bro? See you getting in here. Original Biggie says, yes, it's Harlot time. Extreme Rules looks gross so far. You know what? Jesus, let's be honest here. WWE has been doing better, in my opinion. The last 2 Raws have been a breath of fresh air compared to what we were getting previously. Sorry, I didn't realize I had the fan on next to me. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's been a breath of fresh air, in my opinion. They've been trying new things. It's been okay. We'll talk about it. Like I said, this show was okay. Rob said it best. Not surprised, but I'm glad there's a you lose, you're done stipulation. I agree. Jesus says, sorry, but disagree. You're more than welcome to disagree. I'm not someone who's going to boot you off the channel if you disagree with me. That's what wrestling is. I don't agree with everybody else sometimes either. I get it. Sometimes I'm wrong. I could be wrong. So we got a mixed tag match set up for Extreme Rules. We'll see where that goes. At this point, we start off the night with a match with the Usos and New Day versus the Revival and Bryan and Rowan. It's basically set up. They've been doing these weird matches lately on Monday Night Raw. So if you guys don't know this, when they go to commercial breaks, the wrestling has stopped recently. So any of these tag matches, 2 out of 3 falls matches, they're giving guys rest time and letting them continue the match. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I think it's kind of hokey a little bit. If I was there live in attendance, I would feel ripped off by that. Uh, Doug, what's going on, man? Good to have you in here, Doug. Hopefully you're subscribed already. I think it's Doug from the EPW group. Excuse me. Lacey and Corbin getting rematches again. Why it makes no sense after they've been taking L after L. Harlot Botch City. Oh boy. Why? Oh, we're going to get into that too. So basically, I was falling asleep in the beginning of the show. I was tired. I actually had a hard workout. Shout out to Matt Rose, my personal trainer. He killed my arms, shoulders today. And we were sitting there. I'm getting tired. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, DHV. Big shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much. So we're looking at this, and dude, I don't understand. How did New Day and Bryan and Rowan get eliminated? It just happened. So I fell asleep. The only thing I saw was Bryan getting rolled up, and I'm like, all right, let me watch the rest of this. So we get the Usos and Revival in there. The Revival, shout out to them for setting up some awesome classic tag moves. They use the old Steiner Bulldog. Puts you in the electric chair drop. Goes for the Bulldog. It looked a little bit off, but that's a hard move to hit, so good for them. And then they were setting up the old Power and Glory finisher. If you don't know, it's a suplex off the top rope into a diving splash. But while doing it, there was a blind tag by the Usos, which led to Scott Dawson was doing the suplex. Dash Wilder was going to do the splash. Well, Dash Wilder got stuck on the ropes, and he's laid out across the top. I believe it was Jimmy Uso jumps off of his back to land the splash on Scott Dawson. 1, 2, 3. I thought it was a clever finish. I got to give him credit for that. Decent match there. Usos pick up the victory. Hey, what's going on? Don't worry about it, Connor. You're good, man. I'm glad to have you in here, man. That it is. No one knows. No one knows. What am I reading here? Bryan getting eliminated. The crowd booing reminded me of the 2015 Rumble. Yeah, you're in his home state, man. You got to be careful with that. And shout out to the crowd, too. They came alive for this show. I give them a lot of credit, man. They did what they had to do for this. So the Usos pick up the win. We get highlights of Strowman and Lashley arm wrestling. Oh, like freaking awful, dude. What the hell is this? Nobody gives a damn about arm wrestling and tug of wars. I got something for them to tug. You know what I mean? Like, what is this, dude? I know that was freaking horrible to say, but it's awful, man. Like, nobody wants to see that on wrestling shows. Why would I want to watch other events like that? But they're setting up a tug of war event. The Miz is then shown backstage walking up, and a lot of you guys noticed that they had Abby the Witch behind him. Do you guys think that's leading to something, or was it just raw randomness? Because some things felt random tonight. Ori was talking about it in her stream about things just sticking to the wall. Chris, what's going on, brother? Good to see you in here. Stop. Next week they'll have an egg tossing contest. Potato sack race, Rob. Potato sack race. Heck, give Kane Big Show. No, we do not need to see them back, Steve. No. Of course, this is Vince's wet dream, DP says. Oh, it was bad. So, Miz comes out, and, what is this? They basically, I don't know. So, they teased this Abigail thing in the background. Is Miz going to be the first victim? Maybe. Maybe that's what they were trying to set up with this. Maybe it was randomness. I don't know. Let me get my mind straight here. So, afterwards, Miz sets up a Miz TV with the R-Truth, the 24/7 champion, R-Truth and Carmella. They come out there. Miz says that the rules are suspended. I didn't know that they were going to do that. That's not 24/7, but whatever. They suspended the rules so R-Truth could do an interview, and Drake Maverick ends up coming out, and he talks about how they ruined his wedding. The highlights are shown. I think the 24/7 championship is a good thing. I really don't understand why some people hate it. I know that a bunch of people tried to convince me about it. I think it's a good thing for the wrestlers. Gives a lot of lower card guys something to do. Not too mad about it, but Extreme pin the tail on the donkey. I don't even want to know what the extreme part is, Chris. It's going to be a hot dog eating contest. Yeah, not Extreme Rules July 17th. You guys are horrible in the chat tonight, but I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, so Drake Maverick comes out. He talks about how his wedding was ruined and he didn't get a chance to, commence the marriage. And R-Truth says that you should have fiber for that because that's constipation. And he turned it around. The fans are chanting constipation. Do you guys like crowds like that? Like, did you feel they were over cheesy or they were trying to be into the show? I think they were making the best out of some situations that weren't personally funny, but they made it better. So shout out to the Washington crowd for that. So we end up getting a 24/7 match with Drake Maverick, R-Truth. It's short, quick, easy. R-Truth hits the lie detector, 1, 2, 3, and everybody starts coming out. This leads to R-Truth being chased by everybody. Then we get to the handicap match that was booked from last night. Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. It is announced that both guys will be allowed to be in the ring at the same time. That's a big FU to Roman Reigns. He doesn't stand a chance at that point. Constipation. DHV. I see you, bro. So Roman gets jumped. He eats a Claymore kick. They set Roman up. They're stretching him, and Shane's getting ready to hit the coast to coast on him. And right before Shane jumps, gong. The Undertaker's gong hits. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I popped for it. I didn't think anything about that Goldberg match as soon as I heard that gong. My mind was forgotten. All was forgiven because I'm like, yo, the Undertaker's on Monday Night Raw. Dope. The Undertaker ends up catching Shane McMahon, delivering a chokeslam. Drew McIntyre eats a boot, and then he starts hitting him with those right hands. They looked really bad when he slowed down, but it's the Undertaker, so all can be forgiven, and they look better than Shane still. So the Undertaker went to work on him, big booted him, knocks Drew out the ring. Shane gets clotheslined over the top, and it looks like they are setting up a match which was announced later in the night. Roman Reigns and the Undertaker versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. They really need tickets to sell at this next show. They are not trying to have the same debacle like they had at Stomping Grounds. I think it's a smart business move, in my opinion, for it. What do we got going on in the chat here? I would like to see more than roll-ups with the 24/7 title. Goober, I can agree with that 100%. 24/7 over Raw. R-Truth, the 46-8 European champion. I want Drake as the champion again. I hear you on that, Jesus. All over property dispute. That's what we need more often. Unexpected surprises. Whose yard is it anyway? The Undertaker said he's not going out like that with that shitty Goldberg match. King, I wouldn't want to go out like that either. And this could lead to a rematch from WrestleMania. Rob, we were there, man. WrestleMania 33. I thought the Undertaker had retired because of the big dog, Roman Reigns. But maybe Taker's coming back to get his revenge at SummerSlam. That's a potential thing I thought of instantly. Chris says, I know how they're gonna make sense of Taker Shane leading up to not so Extreme Rules. Yeah, they're gonna probably bring up their WrestleMania, what was it, 32 match? I think that was in Dallas, right? Yeah, I think it was WrestleMania 32, the Hell in the Cell match. That was pretty dope. I mean, Shane's crazy. So we've got that match set up. Is it getting you excited for Extreme Rules is the question, folks. We'll have to wait and see. Then we got the tug of war between Lashley and Strowman. You knew how this was going to happen. Braun gets the win because they showed him pulling a Mack truck earlier. And Lashley attacks him. I thought they could have did something dope with Lashley putting the ropes across his eyes. Maybe giving him like rope burn across the eyes and Braun's blinded. You got to add something to this. These are just two guys that I don't care about. There's no investment in either character. I would rather see them feud with other people than with each other at this point. It's not looking good for me. I'm just not a fan. The tug of war got out of hand. Braun wins. Lashley attacks. That was it. Simple. AJ Styles. Let me say this. Charlie Caruso, you are rude, my friend, tonight. Your character was very rude on Monday Night Raw. She did not care about AJ Styles' rehab and started wanting to ask him questions about his match with Ricochet. Rude? Rude as hell, Charlie. But when they were out there, they were talking about the stuff with that, and then No Way Jose's music hits, and there's a conga line going on while AJ's being interviewed. And who does he see in the conga line but Anderson and Gallows? And this has been leading up to the storyline they've been putting on them with these guys have gotten soft, they need to be better. And yeah, dude, Anderson and Gallows, I don't know where they're going with this. This is interesting to me. Charlie was an a-hole. Hot though, but she's so fire. Big Welsh Dog Gaming, what's going on, bro? Thank you for dropping the like, man. I appreciate that. We got some Charlie Caruso fans in here. She's also on ESPN, boys. So afterwards, he just tells them that they need to get serious. He talked about their match with the Usos, and Anderson and Gallows are getting ready to go out there to fight the Viking Raiders, and they said they were going to show who they really were. They go out there, the Viking Raiders and them have a good back and forth match. Anderson and Gallows have been showing more promise than recently. They're not fighting for the 24/7 championship and stuff, but in the end, the Viking Raiders were too much, and they actually get the victory using Thor's hammer. I hate that Viking Experience name. Call it Thor's hammer. It sounds so much cooler, you know? Use the Marvel Universe for something, man. Thor's hammer just sounds badass, but maybe it's not marketable or something. But I liked it. I thought you were a Bills fan. No, these guys won me a lot of money back in the day. Mind your business, Jesus. Don't make me unmod you. All right? Watch yourself. Yeah. So, anyway, and I am a Bills fan first and foremost, pal. I have two other teams that I like, Tampa and Chicago, so watch yourself. Anywho, they get the win. AJ Styles is shown visibly upset after the match. He was not a fan of what happened with them losing. We go backstage to Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross segment about how are we going to get Alexa a rematch for the title, showing that Bliss is probably using Nikki Cross. And Alexa goes to think about it. Nikki ends up venturing off into the locker room with Natty and Naomi as we return from break. And Alexa gets mad saying, oh, you're in here with these guys while they're talking crap about me. And it leads to Naomi and Alexa getting ready to have a match. Then we get back to the arena. We have a match that's about to happen between Heath Slater and my boy, Mojo Rawley. And while they're in the ring, here comes R-Truth, and a 24/7 match just starts breaking out everywhere. We had Heath Slater win the title at one point. Cedric Alexander won it. EC3 won the 24/7 title, and then R-Truth figured out a way to get it back twice in this segment. R-Truth is killing it right now. Yeah, so exactly what Connor is. Jesus causing trouble as always. Connor, you know it, bro. Ew, the Buccaneers. How dare you, sir? How dare you? I have a good Buccaneer story one day. Throw it to me as a question on the podcast, and I'll tell you why I like the Buccaneers so much. Shout out to Rich Gannon. He won me a lot of money. So we get back into Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston is coming out with the pancakes, doing his New Day thing. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are attacking him with stupid questions. They kind of blow through the segment. Sami Zayn is fighting Kofi Kingston one-on-one. They have a good back and forth match. Kofi Kingston picks up the victory. As he's walking up the ramp, Kevin Owens challenges him next. And Kofi Kingston and Kevin Owens had a match. What is going on? Kofi gets the victory over both of them, proving that he is someone not to be messed with. And Kofi Kingston picks up the win. I'm happy with his title reign. Some people aren't. I don't give a damn. Kofi Kingston has been doing a great job since he started in WWE. He's made everything he's been given work for the most part. And I'm happy with Kofi Kingston's progress as WWE Champion. I would like him to be featured in more high-profile matches. Maybe let him main event a show like Seth Rollins. But I think Extreme Rules could be a show where you let him main event. But now I feel like it's going to be Reigns and Taker against Drew and Shane as the main event. We'll see, though. But Kofi Kingston gets the win. He beats Kevin Owens. As he's going back up the ramp, he is celebrating, but you never turn your back to the ramp because you never know who's coming out. And here comes my boy, Samoa Joe. Joe attacks Kofi Kingston, puts a beat down on him, and then puts him in the coquina clutch for the choke out. It's not Dominic, but I will settle for Kofi Kingston because Samoa Joe is the man, and I would like to see what these guys can do together. Let me see what else we got. Slater, he's got kids. Hops was yelling, Cedric, run, you stupid. Oh, dear God. Heath won the title for his kids. A woman's going to win the 24/7 title next. I think it's going to be Carmella, King. It's sad to know the last 3 seconds of EC3 holding the WWE Championship was the highlight of his WWE career. B-Boy Skyline, New Day fan, he's in here yelling for Kofi. Sami Zayn is very underrated. I would agree with that, Jesus. Kofi is the man. Nine-time champ. Send Sami back to NXT so we can get Sami versus Gargano. That would be a match for the ages. DP says Samoa Joe and Kofi sounds like a great feud long as WWE give them more time. I think this is going to be like a one and done, though. I don't think that's who he's fighting at SummerSlam, though. We'll see. WWE give them more time. Another feud for Joe to fall short in. Shaking my head. Choke out Dom, not Kofi. Poppy Joe. Goober, I love it, guys. So that looks like that's Kofi's next big match. We get to Alexa Bliss versus Naomi. This match was blah. It was just the average of average matches. Nikki gets hit by accident with a baseball slide. Naomi shows concern while getting in the ring. She gets hit with the DDT. 1, 2, 3. Cross and Bliss start putting the beat down on her. Here comes the Natty. Nasty Natty comes out. She ain't playing that. And then we get a tag match. The story of the tag match was Nikki Cross does all the work. Alexa Bliss gets the win. You guys didn't miss much with that. They win again. So the storyline with Nikki and Bliss is developing. We'll see where it goes. And then we get to the main event. Ricochet versus AJ Styles. The match that everybody wanted to see. And yeah, I agree with you guys about Alexa Bliss. Bliss is not, here's the weird thing. I don't hate Bliss, but I feel like Bliss has afforded a lot of opportunities for reasons that don't make sense to me, but I'll run with it for now. You know, I don't know. I haven't seen that 365 special. Maybe that'll explain more what I've been missing the past year and why she's been getting some of these opportunities. So maybe once I check that out. But I'm behind on Table for 3. I'm behind on everything on the network. I just don't have time to watch all that stuff right now. Ricochet versus AJ Styles. Now, the Good Brothers ended up coming out there, and I think they tripped Ricochet, and AJ ends up getting on the microphone telling them to leave, and I think that was part of the commercial break aspect of it. So AJ tells them to leave, go to the back. We see an excellent match with Ricochet and AJ Styles. Could you imagine these two a few years ago in TNA when they had AJ when he was moving? AJ's a little bit slower now, but still great in the ring. This was a really good match, I thought. Match of the night, in my opinion. Back and forth. They even teased where you thought Ricochet had it won. After AJ kicks out, it all leads to a phenomenal forearm. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles picks up the big win over Ricochet. They show respect towards each other after the match, and they set up for what is coming up. It looks like we may either get a tag match, I was wondering, with Ricochet and AJ Styles versus the Good Brothers. Maybe. Maybe there's a turn in here for AJ with the Good Brothers against Ricochet. I don't know what we're going to see. But I'm interested to see what we find out here. The opening segment had nothing to do with the main event. That is true, DHV. I think they're just experimenting with new things because you know in that third hour you're losing people. So why put something important on during that time? Natty versus Becky for the title. Bliss was good in NXT. She was alright there. I still wasn't a fan back then. Bliss is money, Steve says. Not going to watch. I might fall asleep. I thought it was pretty good, Jesus says. Iconics were okay in NXT. Yeah, not a fan on the main roster either, King. I liked it. Giannis won the MVP. Of course he did. But guys, like I said, I don't think I'm going to keep the Raw review going too much longer, but I do want to make sure that you guys check out the podcast this week. If you go in the description box, there is a link tree down there. Make sure you guys are subscribed to whatever platform that works for you guys. If you have Spotify, you can get me on there. You can get Brainbuster on there. All those link trees will give you everything that we're linked to. Instagrams, Twitters, everything. And you guys can see down below underneath the Raw symbol, that is where you can find me on social media, Instagram. Make sure you guys type that in. We have the Everything Pro Wrestling group. If you type that in as well, join all of these folks that are in the chat here. And we are on the road to 500 subscribers before SummerSlam, folks. Let's get there, man. This is going to be a tremendous goal. I know we can reach it, and I have some big plans with Brainbuster Radio over the summer. Can't reveal everything quite yet because we're still ironing out the final details, but you guys are going to be very impressed with what we do. So make sure you guys are tuned in and come out and support me for that stuff, guys. I promise you good things are coming. I have a sweet interview coming this weekend for you guys, as long as everything goes according to plan, and you guys are not going to want to miss it. It's a name that I'm sure if all of you are big into the wrestling community, you will know who this name is. I promise you. But let's get into who was all in here, man. Got to give my shout out. Shout out to my man Original Biggie. You guys can find Original Biggie on YouTube. He does reviews for WWE, 2K games. He plays wrestling video games, sports video games. Check him out. My man PR Nightmare Nelson. Love his thoughts on pro wrestling all the time. We were talking earlier in the group about Sasha Banks. We had a disagreement about it, but it was all respectful, so I appreciate Nelson's opinion on it. King. Love King. He always comes in here. He will speak his mind, and he tells the 100% truth. Shout out to DP, Ori, my man Malik, Narcolepsy Boy. I do a lot of stuff on his channel. He has trivias. We talk sports. We talk whatever. So big shout out to Malik for that. Rob, I appreciate you as always, my friend. Steve, thank you so much. Jesus De Leon, I always appreciate you, bro. Goober, throw it up, bro. Throw it up. Ori, if I did not mention you, thank you. I had a lot of fun in your Periscope along with Chris. Mao, DHV, thank you for subscribing to the channel. If anyone else is new and you guys subscribe, your name will pop up. I'll give you a shout out. I'll plug whatever you want. Just put it in the chat for me so I know what you do. Thank you guys so much. Connor Knows Wrestling was in here. Connor has a podcast himself. Submitted some questions for him today. Hopefully I'll get to hear it when I listen back to his episode. And we had everybody that was up in here. I appreciate you guys coming in. Big Welsh Dog Gaming, YouTuber as well, showing some love, showing some support. B-Boy Skyline, one of the best dancers in Buffalo. Show him some love too on Facebook, Instagram. B-Boy Skyline is everywhere, dancing in a hood near you. Sasha Banks' bae. So big shout out to the EPW community. Like I said, without you guys, this is nothing. I spent money on all these overlays. I hope you guys like the overlays. If you do, let me know if they're sweet. You'll see some of the other designs soon, I promise. I got a couple more that you guys will get to see. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. As I've said, man, EPW, this is all about you guys. So thank you so much. DP, what's up, bro? Still no word about my promotion. What do you want to be? There you go. You're a mod now. You keep craziness out of here, though. Giving you guys the too sweet, man. I appreciate you. I will be back this weekend with reviews for the AEW show and the Ring of Honor Best in the World show. You guys stick with me. And I'll have everything going up in the Everything Pro Wrestling Facebook group. Join me there. Also, like the EPW page on Facebook. Got over 1,000 likes already. Make sure you guys are in there with me. I'm out. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.